Guys, we're doing a collective reading today. It's pretty much the same as last time. It's going to be whoever it applies to. So this may not resonate with you, unfortunately. It's all signs, but it's going to be a focus on whoever needs to hear a message, I guess, for today, or it could be a blockage that's ongoing. Whatever the issue is, Spirit obviously has you highlighted. So if it starts to resonate, it's probably meant for you. If it doesn't make a lick of sense, odds are pretty good you didn't need to hear the message. All right. Now, this particular format that I'm doing is very similar to Soul Source Tarot. Check her channel out. I don't want to give the impression like I'm trying to rip her channel off or something like that. She kind of does a similar kind of style, but she's a lot better than I am. But I enjoyed the last collective reading, even though only a few resonated, and so I wanted to do another one today. All right. So hopefully somebody gets something out of this. All right, let's jump right out into it. Can't get that out of my head. It's Minnow Pond. Let's jump right in. Jump right in. I'm not ready to jump in, sir. Jump on in. I don't know. I guess my mind is a little off from the deep end. All right, let's get started here. Spirit, we're doing a collective reading for whomever applies. Who needs to hear a message? Tell me about the theme. What particular issue needs to be focused on? Who's applying to? You tell me. Give me one card to describe the theme of whatever message you want to send to whomever. Can't say that. Whomever. Whatever, tongue twister. One card, please. Hope all of you are having a lovely day and a fantastic weekend. Seven of Swords in reverse. Way to start off with a bang. So, well, this card is a problem card. Yes, Seven of Swords is a card in tarot which pretty much has absolutely zero good qualities to it. Okay. Although some would argue, and this is kind of a hot potato when I'm holding it, because some people would interpret that every card in tarot has a good meaning. Perhaps they're strategizing. Or they're just trying to, I don't know, avoid you. There's a lot of different polite ways we can look at the Seven of Swords, but overall it is a card of thievery, betrayal, deception, strategizing, bad things. All right, anything that could be good with this card, there are other cards in tarot which would do a far better job and be positive. So this is why I don't see the card as having any good features. When this energy comes out, it typically represents one of the following. At lightest, someone avoiding something in their own life or avoiding a person. Two, being found out or caught, exposed for something, which is in the reversal, is what we have right here. So high possibility somebody got caught or their behavior has been kind of exposed in some way. We don't know the relevance yet. Or this is somebody that was subject of a scam or someone that pulled one over them. Could have been a loved one, family, long-term lover, friend. They were found out. That's my initial impression. We'll see what else comes out, because my overall concern before we start this actual reading is that the Seven of Swords being reversed as the focus tells me there's really only two possibilities. Something was found out, or it's a worsening of the energy. And if that is the case, warning! Holy shit! Then we're in trouble, folks. Alright. Why is the Seven of Swords in reverse here? Give me one message, Spirit, to start this off. So it is Aquarius energy. And that has nothing to do with me, folks. So don't look at me. Spirit, what is the first card going after the Seven of Swords in reverse. Why is Seven of Swords in reverse the theme? Give me the first card to describe what is going on. Eight of Wands in reverse. A very vague message. The only thing that you need to know is that this Wands energy is reversed, which is very concerning because it probably suggests no communication and no fucking progress whatsoever. Bummer. And for those of you that have a sexual appetite, there ain't shit going on. Eight of Wands reversed is a bad card because it does suggest progress that's gone south, unfortunately. All right. We want those wands upright because when wands are upright, it means shit is moving forwards. Reversed probably suggests something happened. What would cause such a rapid stop? And remember that the Eight of Wands is a card that symbolizes immediate stuff, doing it fast. If it's concerns with love, getting swept off your feet, baby. Point is, it's fast. It's movement. It's doing shit. It's when you're in bed, you're doing shit. You're not sitting around. At least I hope you're not. Because if you are... Alright. Anyways. You probably didn't need all that detail, so I apologize for those of you that sat through that. Clarify the Eight of Wands in reverse. What caused... don't clarify it. Just tell me what caused the Eight of Wands in reverse. Although it's... it's pretty much screaming in my face. That's how obvious it is. But I've been on Spirit's bad side, so I did make it a priority to try and actually see if there was something else going on before I just kind of rambled on what I thought it was. Because half the time it turns out I've been wrong. Why is the Eight of Wands reversed? One card. The Five of Cups is exactly what I thought it was. Yeah, not too bad, am I? Yep. So we got a person here. The brakes got turned on. Some situation, whether it was with a person, most likely a romantic situation, or a close friend, someone of significance, somebody that you had emotional investment in, or a situation that was meaningful. So this is not going to be just some person you met on the streets or like some job you worked at for a day or two. This is something of significance. Sudden delays, things not moving forwards. Clearly this guy's upset for a reason. We're talking about mourning over something. It's over. Notice that there's 3 cups spilt there. Referring back to the Three of Cups in reverse, a very shitty card when it's reversed because it kind of describes in some cases everything is just a crapshoot. Cancelled wedding celebrations, you didn't get invited, things got ruined, nothing really positive to look at, no fun, party's over. Unfortunately for this dude, he's missing the 2 cups that are upright behind him, suggesting that there is still hope. But boy, if he would stop looking at the ground and shoving his face in his, his hands like this, you clearly can't see shit when you got your hands like this, he might be able to move on. But in this case, it's highlighting perhaps there was a saboteur in the mists. I should be in the next Sherlock Holmes movie. I really should. But folks, essentially what this is trying to say is that this is probably some type of connection that was very close to someone, aka you or whoever's resonating, or something that was meaningful. It meant something to you. There was time, money, shit invested into it. And the problem is that there was a curveball. Either this was a curveball you already knew about, or it was a brand new one. In other words, you didn't even see it coming. Doesn't have to be a one-time reveal or something like that. This could have been something that's been going on for weeks, months, years, that has just been damaging, crippling, and it's just like at the back of your head, you're like, why the fuck am I dealing with this? Why? You know? And yes, folks, sorry, I apologize about the cussing. It's been a while, but to be honest, I mean, I've only like made like one video, so I really don't care about if they demonetize me, but whatever. I'm gonna do what I want, especially for this reading. So this is probably someone that you just either you just reached a boiling point where you just know it's impossible to work, and maybe it's somebody that is just a manipulative little shit. There's no other ways to say it. This is a person that probably just keeps backstabbing you, committing and saying things like "I'll get you back" and they don't. Two-faced, always underhanded, always trying to figure out how to stall, block things. This could be like family members that are trying to one up you, co-workers that are trying to sabotage your progress so you can't get that promotion. This is just stuff that you don't want to deal with, but no one ever obviously asks for it, but it always conveniently shows up on your doorstep, always conveniently on the days that are just kind of praying to God, please don't deliver any bad news, and then it shows up. Like, you just can't do it. Can't. So I'm suspecting that there was some type of bad situation that was found out here. You be the judge of what that was. But man, it must have really caused the number. Does this mean that you're probably bawling your eyes out right now? No. Could even be referring to a very long and drawn out past situation. In other words, it's just hanging out. Who knows why it's relevant now? It's just been kind of hanging out, you know. It's like something else that's like digging at me with this. Like I feel like I haven't covered it, but I'll come back to it. But I keep looking at it, like feeling like there's just something else that I haven't really pointed out. But I'm getting a sense it could go either way, folks. So this could be a past thing or a recent thing. It wouldn't really make a difference here. I mean, somebody could have lied to you for like 2 years and you found some shit out about them. I mean, that would make it relevant, right? What comes after the Eight of Wands in reverse? Why is the brakes on? Why is this person crying? What was found out? The all useful and relevant information, Chief. Make this read a lot more interesting. What's the next card? What do we need to know? Magician in reverse. Boy, that is a whopper of a card to get. I mean, let's keep it PG-13. I don't know where this read's gonna go, but I smell some type of manipulation going on here. This is what concerns me, folks. Whatever happened to cause this energy must have been pretty significant. In other words, this wasn't a person stealing a penny or a quarter out of your wallet. This was something more than that. All right. Magician in reverse is a tricky card to read in tarot because it can simply just talk about not really having the means to be able to get something off the ground. It doesn't matter how good your connection is with Chief and the world around you. Sometimes it's just not possible to make things happen. But, there are obviously elements to, obviously, if it's a business that you want, a relationship, things that need to fall into place. And if they don't, then sometimes things are just impossible to get started, right? Magician Reverse can, kind of on a good note, well, that's the, what's the word I'm looking for? That's the e I can't even I can't the word I'm trying to think of, but I'm giving you the lighter meaning basically of this card. In this context though, there's one card that's really concerning, and it's the theme. Seven of Swords, air energy, master of manipulation, strategizing, planning, abusing the air intellect. And the Magician in reverse is no stranger to that because it can talk about trickery, someone that deceiving others, a con artist, a scammer, a bullshitter. Why would that appear right next to somebody that is clearly upset, or I don't know, feels like they got a fucking dagger stuck in, stuck through their heart? So this probably suggests strong indicator, before I even clarify it, that this is talking about some type of manipulation. This is not a lighter meaning. So this is somebody that is deceptive. This is that one small occasion where I'm gonna say it could even talk about black magic, because the Seven of Swords is here. I don't care if it's fucking upright or reversed, doesn't matter. So this could be somebody that could practice bad. I mean, you're gonna know who you are and who this applies to. Obviously, if you know somebody that has tarot cards and is into Wiccan stuff or witchcraft or spells or any of that kind of stuff, and that's their kind of gig, they like all that kind of stuff, and they have a bit of a dark side, then that would apply to you. For the rest of you, don't know anyone like that, never experienced any of that stuff, don't make it apply, all right? But yes, can talk about witchcraft, especially when we have a devious person on our hands. Because witchcraft, a lot of it involves energy manipulation. It's distorting things that, bending things that are not supposed to be bent. And that's exactly what the magician in reverse will excel at. Somebody that likes to dabble in the dark arts, may even have a dark mind. I don't think this has anything to do with the person that we're, obviously this collective reading, like as far as it applies to you, if it's resonating, this would be somebody else. I don't pick up on this with you. Clarify the magician in reverse. Clarify the magician in reverse. Tell me more. World in reverse. I am not changing anything I just said. I think there's some situation, but I can't prove it, but I'm almost 100% certain this is probably relating to some person that is up to no good. But the lighter meaning for some of you, oh man, it's hard to give a lighter meaning, folks, because I know some of you are going to be like, well, that could have meant something else. I'm like, it's true, but the problem is, this is the overall energy. The magician in reverse from the world in reverse can just talk about delays, setbacks, not having any growth, stagnation. But again, why do we have the stagnation? Someone fucking crying here. So this is why I'm saying it's probably some person that's been a bit malicious, cold, calculating, or somebody that you should not deal with. Do not trust whoever this is. What was the reason the magician in reverse came out? How does it relate to the Seven of Swords in reverse? Do tell us more. One card. The Ten of Pentacles. Very odd, because it does make sense with this. In other words, if somebody was stuck, stagnant, and not learning from past lessons, which the world in reverse can talk about, perhaps they were wanting a great future and never got to it. That's, again, the lighter meaning. But it just doesn't make sense to the Seven of Swords in reverse. There's the moon. That's what I was looking at. There's more to the story. How does the Ten of Pentacles associate with the Seven of Swords in reverse? One card came out. Nine of Swords. So it is significant. There is something that's high stress here. Okay, so now it's going in a different direction here. Clarify. We're going to have to clarify this. I'm going to use Everyday Witch. Clarify the Seven of Swords in reverse, because now it's changing the story here. I've reached that threshold where there's too many cards now suggesting something else. So clarify Seven of Swords in reverse. Four of Cups in reverse. So that means it would be upright. Okay. Old West fucked up pretty bad. No wonder I'm on Spirit's bad side. Alright. Got it, Chief. Yes. Got it. Okay? Okay. So here's the problem. Let me explain why this is coming out. Unfortunately, I was wrong, so I apologize. Alright? But, hey, if it applied to you, keep it going, right? We'll see if anything else comes out that might change it back to my original story. I thought this might be a person almost adamant about it, which I still think it does. But in this context, it is talking about you. If this story is resonating to you, or you're having some type of serious setbacks, midlife crisis, problems, issues, facing a severe challenge, I don't know where you got, like I said, lost your job, lost your marriage, shit, went south. You're just stagnant. Nothing's going forwards anymore. It seems like this is becoming a total nightmare. The idea of a long-term marriage or success or living the life, just being comfortable, it's a fucking nightmare, apparently. Okay. However, it still doesn't really explain this energy, because it almost implies, and it would make sense with the Seven of Swords energy, that this was initiated by some situation that fucked you bad. All right. It's possible, looking at everything now, that could have been some energy that's just been lingering for a long time. In other words, this is somebody moping over their situation going nowhere. So this is a person that's like being the victim. Like, my situation, it is what it is, Poor me. It's just, man, life is hard. So, Wes, how does this tie back to the other shit? Please explain. Seven of Swords in reverse can talk in some ways that you're aware of the issue. In other words, you kind of already know what you need to know, but it can also talk to some extent a worsening of the energy, in that there's evasion, which the Seven of Swords talks a lot about. In order to basically try and get away with something, you got to not get caught. Typically, when it's reversed, would suggest that the person was exposed, found out, but it doesn't say that they were actually caught. They might have escaped, might have been wounded. But when there's a worsening of the energy, can directly tell us that this is a person that's all teetering on denial, just unwilling to basically fucking change nothing. They're just like, they see their situation the way that it is. It's like they wake up in the morning, they're miserable, depressed, they have bad habits, they do things they know screw them over, but who cares? It's like, at the end of the day, do not want to change anything. I'm right, you're wrong. It's going to be different for everyone. Some people are just flat out miserable, all right? But there's other people that are just in a mindset that's absolutely devastating and toxic, all right? What is this stemming from? Boredom, discontentment, again, desiring and wishing for things that are in some cases fantasies that are never going to come into reality. Not everything in life is supposed to be had. There are just things that are, magical when they start, and they end in tragedy. Okay, and no amount of fucking going around in circles is going to bring it back. It's the hardest thing to learn in life, especially when you have emotional investment in it. Somebody that is also, like I said, made a series of bad decisions, or especially been dealing with a toxic person that just drained the living shit out of them. All of us can get around in these vicious circles that go around and around and around, and you're just sitting at the table like this. Why me? How the fuck did I get here? Ignoring look at this. There's this kid here, heart's open, wants to maybe apologize, could be to try and cheer him up, and this guy's just not interested. It kind of suggests somebody that is so disconnected and delusioned from life that's like they're living a life that's kind of a quiet hell, going around in circles. And the only thing that really comes to mind is just this. It's quiet misery. But again, with the worsening of this energy, can't talk about someone that is avoiding the issue, doesn't want to deal with it. Doesn't matter if they're aware of it, as long as you don't have to deal with it, is all that matters. don't have to face the problem if it's not in front of your face. So, quick solution: just turn the other direction and walk away. Don't have to deal with it. Um, that's my interpretation, because really and truly, the Four of Cups in reverse would imply to us that this is somebody that's been successfully able to overcome whatever emotional challenge, sting, scar, whatever situation damaged them. 9 times out of 10, well, 7 times out of 10 is probably relationship related, and then the rest is probably financial or midlife crisis crap. Whatever the case is, it is just somebody that is just unable to get past this. All right. There's stagnation. There's like this awareness. It would almost seem that there's something more. There's more that could be had, but it's just, how can I do it? Can't trust my intuition. Nine of Swords is such a rampant card for anxiety and stress that it's the ability to follow one's intuition is almost impeded. Can't even do it. Very prone to getting bad advice from other people or anyone that wants to chime in. And don't forget, we have that moon energy, which probably suggests a hell of a lot of uncertainty and a lot of things that just feel kind of like a blur. It's like, where the hell am I and how the hell did I get here? How did it all fall apart? For consistency, I suppose, let's go back to the Gilded. What is the next card, Spirit, that comes after the Ten of Pentacles? Relating back to the Seven of Swords in reverse, going to the Four of Cups. King of Swords in reverse. Lord. Tell me about the King of Swords in reverse. What do we need to know about that? Why is the King of Swords reversed in relation to the Seven of Swords in reverse? Now, here's where I was saying it might ping back, because now we can come back to somebody that would absolutely match this energy. Remember I said abusing the air energy, and here we have an air sign abusing that. All right. Now, as I said, if you're an air sign, don't stress about it. There's only certain cards that can describe certain things. So please, I ain't picking on you. Clarify the King of Swords in reverse. What do we need to know about that? Wheel of Fortune. Man, that could go a lot of ways there. Tell me more about the King of Swords in reverse. Why is the king reversed, and why does he have interest with the Wheel of Fortune? What is the significance? I pretty much have an idea, but Chariot, yeah. Tell me more. What is the significance of the Wheel of Fortune? What is the significance of the Wheel of Fortune? Where'd one card come out? Page of Wands in reverse. Stop. I had something that I was like I wanted to try and figure out, but I don't think I'm going to be able to without spending a huge amount of time. Anyways, King of Swords in reverse. I have to assume, once again, this is relating back to, obviously, somebody that is stuck, broken, or stressed, right? The king, when he's reversed, is somebody that does have the knowledge and the mental capacity to obviously make great decisions. It could be somebody that is actually reasonably intelligent, but for whatever reason, due to the ongoing stress or problems, perhaps this emotional pain that's tucked away and just the stress of things always being stuck and stagnant, has just got to a position where the mind is not being effectively used. This could be somebody that is starting to get a bit angry or annoyed or gloomy, always has a pessimistic outlook, can sometimes have this like mood swings a little bit, not like severe, but just kind of get negative. Takes a situation and kind of just takes all the positive out of it and tries to, just focuses on the negative. So this is, and this can be somebody that just, for the most part, just it really isn't using much of their logic, using their logical side of their mind effectively. All right. What does it have to do with the Wheel of Fortune upright going to the Page of Wands in reverse? This is somebody that really is basically just hoping for things, wishful thinking essentially. Hoping that it'll just kind of, I don't know, I can't solve my way out of this. Hopefully it'll just, something will happen, something will fall in my lap, something will change. Don't want to take any action, don't know where to invest the energy, don't know what to invest my time in. There's too many things, could do that, could do this. It's somebody that's just, once again, embodying the moon energy, avoiding problems, sitting in stress, unable to really have a clear mind. So this is like somebody that's almost like has the potential and ability to really actually get the Ten of Pentacles and really catapult their life and accelerate it in a new direction. But they're just, whatever's going on here that caused this, just can't seem to snap out of it. And I think there is a desire. There's an absolute desire to move forwards, to conquer barriers, to get over something, to have the world card upright, not reversed. Learn those lessons and move on. But the problem is it's not happening. Must be some type of sabotaging behavior. As I said, talk about self-sabotaging. A self-sabotaging attitude. The only other thing I can suggest here is that this could refer back to my original story, that this could definitely talk about a deceptive person, somebody that is causing problems, which would be a liar. If anyone was going to be the liar, the King of Swords would be the absolute biggest liar when it's reversed. Right? Somebody that's dishonest and somebody that's manipulative, tactful. I could really turn that really, I said, into a very bastardized kind of combination. So let's just see what else comes through. So there could be somebody, I'm just going to stick with it. I think there could be for some of you somebody that is some type of, it's like a person with a personality that is bad intentions towards you. And sometimes you can't prove it, but they're manipulative, or they're just somebody that you can kind of get a sense is nothing makes sense with them. They always have a rhyme and reason structure to how they do things, repeating cycles, just stuff that doesn't like normally occur with normal healthy relationships. So if you have that vibe, not because you just hate the person or it's just like, oh, screw them. This is somebody that you generally have a hard time figuring out, that has some type of in and out interaction with you that could be causing some type of saboteur kind of like behavior, where like you caught them in some cases, but again, they've always got a rhyme and a reason and an excuse, and it's hard to corner them in a lie. If that's you, then I'm picking up on that energy here as well. What is the next card after the King of Swords in reverse? And then we're going to get to the advice and at the end here. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So, technically another court card, so it could be another person here. But I'm going to stick with the overall theme, which is no forward movement, bad planning, lame horse going around in circles. So there's no effort really to prosper here. There's the overall theme here. Why is the Knight of Pentacles reversed? For whomever this is applying to, tell us more. Why is the Knight of Pentacles reversed? One card. Justice in reverse. I don't like that. Or maybe the Seven of Swords in reverse is not getting caught. Or someone doesn't want to be exposed for what's really going on in their life. So the Justice in reverse going to the Knight of Pentacles. If this is relating to you, it is suggesting potentially unorthodox ways of making money. Potentially theft, stealing, and not really giving a rip. Kind of like, it's just Yeah, I'll get him back. I'll pay him back. It's just like, but it still doesn't change the fact. Stealing. This could also be unhealthy, like again, sabotaging behavior. Intentionally calling out of work or trying to basically get yourself fired, trying to, be lazy, not wanting to. I mean, justice in reverse oftentimes talks about escaping karma, trying to basically run away from things, not wanting to put the work in, take the easy way out of things, have somebody else do the work for you. Why have to why go through the hardship if somebody else do it? This can also be, once again, coming back to that energy, for those of you that know of somebody that could be a trickster. A narcissist, certain narcissists are very prone to basically wanting to one up somebody. They constantly have this agenda that it's what they can get from somebody. They size them up. And they're, unfortunately, because their brain is so damaged, they're unable to actually see that it is a self-fulfilling prophecy. They never go anywhere. It's a vicious cycle that goes fucking nowhere. Because they destroy everything that comes in contact with them. But unfortunately, this could also be somebody here that's popping up here that, if you're you're interacting with somebody like this is a person that, like I said, that absolutely is causing some pretty significant delays and setbacks in your life. Stonewalling. What is their rational reason? Okay, but justice in reverse, illegal things. But again, you're going to have to be honest with yourself. Does this apply to you? Somebody else. But just remember, you immediately say, oh, it's somebody else. You can do that, but make sure you go over yourself next after you're done with that person to apply how this resonates to you at a personal level. Because a lot of people like to pin it on somebody else, so that way they don't have to oh, it's not me. Don't have to worry about me. So for that, been on Spirit's bad side quite a bit for that. Why is the justice in reverse? Tell me more. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. All right, well, if you want clarification there, I'm just going to stick exactly what I said. Knight of Pentacles in reverse, going to Justice in reverse. Why is the Justice in reverse there? The Knight of Pentacles. There you go. So apparently Spirit, is giving us a clear message here. I wasn't doubting you whatsoever, so please don't take that way. Although I was doubting you for a second. Sorry. I figured you can't. I mean, who am I fooling, really? All right, let's get advice here. What does, whoever's watching this, Spirit, if they are resonating in some way or fashion, what is the first thing they need to do to address these problems, these issues, these setbacks? Where do they need to start? One card. We have Ten of Swords here. I'm going to take that. If you have some type of heartbreak, pain, if you got screwed over, somebody used and abused you, aka the person that I've been referencing here, if, like I said, if that applies to you, where do you draw the line? When do you say enough is enough? The first step would be, in this case, is suggesting if you are dealing with somebody that is toxic, no amount of manifesting or whatever is going to do anything until you stop the bleeding. In other words, you got to get rid of the person. All right? Step one. All right? Especially if you know their behavior is toxic and not healthy. Very simple to find out. Ask yourself, is this normal behavior? And if you're not sure and you're doubting yourself, ask somebody else. Explain the situation to them and see what they think. Get a second opinion. And obviously, don't choose someone that's biased. Ten of Swords here is suggesting, though, if you have any type of anger, resentment, grudges, you're just holding on to something, it's like it festers in your mind, you need to get rid of it. Cycle's got to close, all right? The second thing is that if you are somebody that's already dealt with some issue that's, I don't know, years old at this point, you need to stop acting like, playing the victim. Okay, there's only so long you can sit on the ground. And yes, it sucks to have swords hovering above you, but there are people that kind of adopt a anxiety-filled life where it's just, hey, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. I have gone through, I can't even describe it. It must have been about 8 to 9 years of severe anxiety, insomnia, wouldn't sleep for 3 days, and even got as far as depersonalization, derealization disorder. That's how bad the anxiety and stuff gone. I couldn't even really like make sense of patterns or shapes. So I've been there, got the t-shirt. And I can tell you, you can get over it. Okay? But what made the difference was first you have to conquer your fears, move on. That's the only way that I was able to get over my anxiety, and there was no medication, no therapy that was able to help with it. It was all up here. All right. There was more to it, of course, and also walking away. That popped up. I was kind of messing with the cards and it flipped out. Walk away from emotionally unfulfilling situations. People that don't love you or have good intentions. In other words, they put on a game face, show up, all the bells and whistles, but at the end of the day, their asses stealing your shit, lying behind your back, being a worthless piece of you know what. All right? Leave those situations. Get over the 5 of Cups. And ironically, there's 5 cups up right here, and we have the 5 of Cups here. So there must be some reference to there. Whatever you're mourning, whatever is bothering you, whatever has plagued you, that it didn't work out, it wasn't a fantasy that it was supposed to be. When is enough enough, and when are you going to let it go? You cannot sit in this energy forever. Everyone likes to say, oh, it's a cycle closing out. Not really, because you can indefinitely keep this going for eternity. Oops, that was the asterisk we forgot to tell you about. Yeah. Nothing is set in stone. Just because the card is a finality card doesn't mean anything. Because you can, by all means, sit there as long as you like. Turns out I sat, waiting for the new cycle, and 70 years passed and I died. Whoops. Judgment comes out right after that. Amen, brother. Just kidding. What is the next card of advice, Spirit? Get over a mentally draining, taxing situation. 9 of Cups. So, polar opposite. Go figure. This is highly suggesting that first, if you're playing the victim, you have a situation, and I'm not making fun of your situation, and I'm not saying that you're a bad person because you have emotional pain or you have something like a trauma from childhood or something like that. What I am saying is this has to be addressed one way or another. For those of you that are stuck with people that are like, I will never talk to my ex again. No. I'm over them. But Lord knows every tarot reading is about them, and I always think about them, and man, there's a shit ton of things that remind me of them, and their clothes are everywhere. That's not, as far as Spirit's concerned, we're really moving on. You're still basically staying stuck looking at that moon. Go figure, the moon was right there, it came out earlier, and what do we have there? Looking into the moon. Well, I don't know what's beyond out there. I just have what I'm familiar with. This useless person that treats me like crap all the time, that never has any good intentions towards me. But hey, it's a no in hell. Lord only knows where those heavens are at. May never find one. I'd rather stay in a familiar hell than an unknown heaven. Don't let your mind cripple you like that. 9 of Cups here is suggesting you need to get your ass in gear to basically find a passion, elevate yourself, do the polar opposite of this. In other words, once you have finally found a way to address this, whatever it takes, you've burned all the clothes, you've moved on, you said your final whatever, you blocked them, you don't want anything to do with them, you don't even want to speak their name. Your next step is to start looking directly and only at yourself. So this is your selfish time. This means don't give a shit about anyone around you other than yourself. Why? Because you need to bring your self-esteem up. You need to bring your confidence up. How are you going to do that? Focusing on one thing at a time. Write it down. 5 most important things. Is it getting a job? Is it maintaining a job? Is it keeping your relationship or your marriage from falling apart? Find what is the most important things and focus on a list what you can do. Don't write 20 things, 5 things. Most important that are going to get you to the bar, toasting to a bunch of people cheering your name, saying good job. How do we get there? You got to focus on the things, you got to have a game plan, right? So if money is an issue, how do we improve that? If your marriage is an issue, marriage counseling, can it work? If it can't, sorry, it's got to go. There's no ways around it. Why stay in a toxic situation that's unhealthy, useless, not helping you grow, and it's just miserable. And it's like we're for the kids. I'm like, are the kids really getting a benefit out of it if you guys are both miserable and hate, fighting with each other? So these are kind of other ways to look at things. Also, what about your body? Take care of your looks. Your wardrobe. Have some pizzazz. Be like confident with yourself. So this is kind of where Spirit's trying to get you to go. I know it's pretty cliche and like obvious, but folks, it is what it is. All right, you be the judge of that. If the story is resonating with you, it is suggesting it's possible, but it's more based on these cards that I'm seeing. This seems to be a very stuck and resistant person. Um, I mean, to be in Seven of Swords energy must almost suggest that there's such, like I said, like an inability to want to even see one situation for what it is. Like it's, like I said, bordering denial. Yeah, I'm just gonna end that there. This reading's 46 minutes or something. Hope you guys got something out of that. Sorry I rambled. You know me. I haven't really done much tarot lately, so obviously I wanted to just talk. So I kind of enjoy doing it sometimes. But for those of you that stuck till the end or still watching this, God bless your soul. And hopefully, if this does resonate, or maybe you just wanted to watch it, I appreciate it. Give me a thumbs up. That would really appreciate that. Or you can just obviously shoot me an email if you have any questions, want to book a tarot reading or anything like that. Be happy to respond back. Thanks, guys. Enjoy your day and your weekend.